Today we are making a nice green broccoli soup, and I'm gonna reveal my secret on how to actually keep it green, because most of the recipes I've seen on YouTube, the color of the soup is absolutely disgusting. So I'm gonna show you how to keep it green because there is a secret. So make sure you stay till the end. And for more simple recipes like this, subscribe to the channel because we have a new simple recipe coming on this channel every single Sunday. I wanna first get the onion and the garlic on the heat with a bit of butter. With the onion, all we want to do is just chop the onion in cubes. It doesn't need to be exactly the same size because obviously this soup will get pureed. And we're adding about 25 to 30 grams of butter. If you want to make it dairy-free all the way through, obviously because we're not adding any cream in here, if you want to make this all the way dairy-free, then you should probably add about 3-4 tablespoons of veg oil. So butter goes in. So first with the onion. And with the garlic, pretty much the same story. Just chop it and it goes straight into the pot. Now we're gonna cook the onion and the garlic until the onion starts becoming translucent. It shouldn't take us longer than 5 minutes on medium heat. Just make sure that you mix in from time to time with something like this, like a wooden spatula or a silicone one. So while the onion is slowly cooking, I'm gonna move on to the broccoli and I'm gonna show you how to prepare it. Now, I know there are recipes that basically use the whole thing, but I like to use for soups just this part, and that's pretty much it. This is pretty tough. I don't really like adding it to soups, although you can, and I sometimes do it. I think, if you want to get a nice smooth consistency soup, then we're gonna get rid of this. So more or less we keep the florets with just some parts of the stem. Now you can break these by hand and just wash them properly because you might get some dust in here. So you want to give this a quick wash before adding it to the pot. It's going to be a tight fit here, but the broccoli will probably reduce slightly, so we should be fine. At this point, I'm kind of happy with what's going on here. The onion starts becoming translucent, and this is the time when I'm adding the chicken stock. And in your situation, it might be veg stock, but it's totally up to you. As I said, you have the option of choosing one or the other, depending whether you want to keep it vegetarian or you want to go with chicken stock, which, to be honest, I kind of recommend because you're going to get better results. Flavor is just slightly better. So veg stock in, well, not veg, chicken. Wait for the liquid to come to the boil, and after that you can go in with the green vegetables. And this will ensure that the vegetables stay nice and green. Now, before adding the broccoli into the stock, I'm gonna add the seasoning, which is not a whole lot in this situation. It's about half tablespoon of salt. We're also gonna be checking the seasoning at the end, but that's what we start with. And about a quarter of teaspoon of freshly grounded black pepper. The stock is boiling. We're gonna go in with the broccoli. This is a tight fit, but we're gonna make it. Trying to get it under the stock to basically be kind of like covered. Even if it doesn't get covered, it will kind of like shrink slightly during cooking, so that's fine. So once it comes to the boil, we're gonna give it about 6-7 minutes, and that's all we're gonna be cooking this broccoli for, from when it starts simmering. So 6 minutes are up. Let's see how our broccoli looks like. Still nice and green. I'm happy with the result. So the idea is you have 2 main steps to follow till to this point. First, make sure before you're adding the broccoli, the liquid is boiling. After that, cook your broccoli for as less time as possible. And now we're moving on to the third stage, which is the secret that probably you've been waiting for. Let's get into blending. So moving on into blending, now you need to move fast. The more you leave your broccoli in there, the more it will continue cooking. And the more it's cooking, the more it's turning brown. First, you want to go with more broccoli than liquid, because you can add liquid at the end, but you can't really remove it. Okay, not bad, probably a bit too thin, but that's fine, because that's how I know that next time when I'm adding the next batch, I'm gonna add even less liquid. So now we're gonna go with a lot more broccoli than liquid, because we need to balance the watery consistency that we have into the bowl. And this is the secret ingredient, but to be honest with you, you could replace this if, let's say, oh, I hate spinach. Spinach is kind of great because what's happening, this has got a neutral flavor. You can't really tell that you added any spinach to this, I can guarantee you. You could replace this with green kale. That will do pretty much the same thing, but it's got to be green, it's got to be fresh and straight in at the end. So let's see the difference, and you'll see the difference. Don't get me wrong, the color of this soup, it's not bad. It's literally not bad, but we can get it even greener. So that's what we want now. Let's put the lid on and let's see what we end up with. look how much greener this has become, literally just by adding a handful of spinach. And we could go with a bit more and it would become even greener. In the end, it's a broccoli soup. We don't want to turn this into a spinach soup, but a handful of spinach in there will go unnoticed. I promise you that. Add some extra virgin olive oil in there. And if you add some blue cheese, works really well with this recipe. And that's pretty much it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next one with more simple recipes like this. So make sure you subscribe to the channel.